Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is David Nates and I have a bunch of updates about the stimulus checks, CARES Act, and other ways to get financial help throughout this pandemic. It's going to be a lot of information, but I'm going to try to keep it as concise and clear as possible. In order to help everyone, I'll include a bunch of links in the description of this video. And if you have any questions, please be sure to leave me a comment and I'll do my best to answer everyone. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button as I'll be dropping more info as I get it. First of all, I want to cover the $1,200 stimulus check that almost every US citizen qualifies for. Yes, the IRS has started making direct deposits. Be sure to check your bank account every day, as the IRS is expecting to be able to pay everyone who filed taxes for 2018 and 2019 and had selected direct deposit for their tax return by July 2020. If you didn't file your 2019 taxes, you might think about doing it and selecting direct deposit, as that'll update their system. Now, if you make less than $12,200 a year or $24,400 a year for married couples and didn't file your taxes, then you need to go to irs.gov/EIP and update your info. Same goes for people that filed their taxes but asked to get their refund as a check. There might be a much longer wait period as they need to print out all the checks and ship it out to all the qualifying US citizens. If you do want to try to speed up the process of getting that stimulus check or want to check the status of your stimulus, once again, you can go to irs.gov/EIP and there you can select Get My Payment and update your information. This way the IRS can get your updated bank account. Be aware that this site is very laggy and will be like that for quite a while. Best is to check it out at off-peak hours, as it'll guarantee you actually being able to access and input your information. Second, I'd like to talk about the proposed enhancement to the current $2.2 trillion CARES package known as the CARES Act, which could potentially provide $2,000 initial payment plus $1,000 per month for Americans who have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The idea is that the package would continue monthly with $1,000 a month payments to eligible Americans until employment returns to pre-pandemic conditions. This money would actually be tax-free, and they are literally exploring ways of getting people paid through Venmo, PayPal, or other digital wallets, which is unheard of until now. And it's kind of surprising, especially from the government. These monthly payments would continue until employment to population ratio for people ages 16 and older is greater than 60%. Since these payments would not count as an income, these monthly payments would not adversely impact anyone's ability to qualify for an income-based federal or state assistance program. This is great for people trying to qualify for such programs, as too high an income would disqualify people from such help. Again, kind of like the $1,200 stimulus, not every American would qualify. The conditions as of now are that every American ages 16 and older making less than $130K a year would qualify for the full $1,000 a month. Married couples earning less than $260K a year would receive at least $2,000 a month. Each qualifying family with children will receive an additional $500 a child, with a fund capper at a maximum of 3 children. This help is meant to go to American citizens who have no earnings, are unemployed, or currently unemployed due to the pandemic. Even though they haven't stated it yet, I'm pretty sure that you still need to be in good standing with your taxes in order to actually qualify for it. Another bit of good news for people who didn't qualify for the current $1,200 stimulus check based on their 2018 or 2019 taxes is that you can become eligible if you can present the IRS with at least 2 months of consecutive paychecks to verify your current income. And unlike the CARES Act, this new Emergency Money for the People Act would make eligible college students, adults with disabilities who are still claimed as dependents, eligible for the monthly credit. Everything I'm saying about this $2K a month deal is still in negotiation, and probably things would have to get pretty bad for such a stimulus to actually fully pass. But it's good to understand and know what will or might become available. Third, I'd like to speak about the Families First Corona Response Act, Employee Paid Leave Rights, or FFCRA. Obviously, this mostly impacts people who have COVID-19 or have family members that need care and are affected by the illness. This provision is in effect as of now and will remain till December 31st, 2020. The act provides up to 2 weeks or up to 80 hours of paid sick leave at the employee's regular rate of pay that the employee cannot work at because of illness, or 2/3 pay for 2 weeks or up to 80 hours if taking care of an individual impacted by COVID-19. This also includes an additional 10 weeks of paid expanded family medical leave at 2/3 the employee's regular rate of pay when an employee has been employed for at least 30 calendar days and needs to legitimately take care of a child or child care provider that has been impacted by the virus. This coverage does expand to companies with 500 employees or less. Now, the actually qualifying reasons are a little bit more in the gray area because it appears that actually you don't necessarily have to have COVID-19, but symptoms that are similar to the illness. The exact rules are: A. Person is subject to a local quarantine or isolation related to COVID-19. B. Person has been advised by a healthcare professional to self-quarantine related to COVID-19. C. Person is experiencing symptoms similar to COVID-19 and seeking medical diagnosis. D. Person is caring for an individual that is quarantined due to COVID-19. E. Person who is caring for a child whose school or place of care is closed. F. Person is experiencing substantially similar conditions to COVID-19. So definitely, even though this applies to people who are experiencing bad symptoms, since other illnesses may have similar symptoms, most people's sick leave can easily be extended to 2 weeks or up to 80 hours, which is a very good thing in this difficult time. Fourth, I'd like to speak about the Employee Retention Credit, which allows employers to get a tax credit equal to 50% of up to $10,000 in qualified wages, including health plan expenses that are paid after March 12, 2020 and before January 1, 2021. In order for a business to be eligible for it, they need to show proof that their operation was affected by COVID-19 and operation had to cease or partially be suspended due to government orders. These same businesses will need to show proof of gross receipts and how the pandemic has caused a significant reduction in profit. One thing to take into account is that this refundable credit is capped at $5,000 per employee and applies against certain employment taxes on wages paid to all employees. Employers who qualify to take part in the Employee Retention Credit can reduce federal employment tax deposits, and they can also request an advance on their Employee Retention Credit for any amount not covered by the reduction in deposits. Furthermore, this credit applies to eligible employers entitled to receive a credit in the full amount of the required sick leave and family leave. The rules are basically the ones I spoke about in the previous topic I spoke about in this video relating to the Families First Corona Response Act. If you are a business owner and decide to apply for this credit, do take note that if you are already receiving a small business interruption loan under the Paycheck Protection Program, then the business will not be eligible for this program. Fifth, I'd like to speak about food stamps. Each state has a program for which a resident of that state can qualify for assistance. Most people might not think of them because they have always had a steady job. Well, in this time of uncertainty, things have quickly turned, and sometimes it's better to at least be informed about these things, even if it's just to relay the information to someone else. In California, we have a food stamp program called CalFresh, which is an entitlement program that provides monthly benefits to assist low-income households in purchasing food. Do note that these benefits cannot be used to buy alcohol, cigarettes, or paper products. In order to qualify for CalFresh, you need to have a current bank balance, savings and checking combined under $2,001, or have a current balance of savings and checking combined under $3,001 and share your household with a person over the age of 60 or a person with a disability. The person with a disability must be a child, spouse, a parent, or even yourself. You will also need to show that you make less than a certain annual income. For example, for a single individual, it's $16,237. But I'll let you check out the website in the description, as the annual income will vary greatly depending on how many people live in this residence. And once again, these are the rules for California. But each state has a program, and a quick Google search will give you all the needed information. Lastly, I'd like to try to help out some of my SAG-AFTRA members and artists. The SAG-AFTRA Foundation has started giving emergency financial assistance to equity members who are unable to pay their basic living expenses such as food, housing, healthcare over the next 2 months. People who are eligible for this assistance are SAG-AFTRA members paid up to October 2019, bank statements and other proof of documentation showing that you are actually struggling will be required before they can actually give people assistance. This is why they also kindly ask that if someone does have the resources to pay, not to ask for help, as the money should be given to people actually struggling. Now, for people who are not in the union but are still artists impacted financially by this whole pandemic, I have found a website which lists a pretty large number of grants catered to people in the arts. I'll include a link in the description of this video. Do check them out, as there are quite a few and the website seems to be getting updates. One or multiple of these grants might apply to you, and they are completely different resources than the stimulus checks or the CARES Act. As of now, these are the resources that I have found that can further help people out financially. I did make another video about the CARES Act and how to apply for unemployment. Please be sure to check it out if you haven't already. There is a lot of very useful info. Unemployment rules have become more relaxed in the past couple of weeks because of the quarantine. Many individuals who are self-employed, independent contractors, and people who simply wouldn't usually qualify for unemployment will actually be able to take advantage of unemployment plus $600 a week till the end of July, and then have an extension of their unemployment that can last till the end of the year. Do take notice that each state has a different website portal for unemployment, and that they are still updating websites with the pandemic relief portals that would qualify all self-employed, independent contractors that still cannot complete their unemployment through their regular unemployment portal. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, as I plan to do a follow-up video with more information and insight. I've been really diving deep into the rabbit hole in order to get as much info as possible. So many new things are popping up every day, and it's hard to really keep up with everything. Also, be sure to leave me a comment if you have a question. I really do my best to answer everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.